Welcome back, guys. Matt Chad Podcast. Get that in. Thank golf clap. One more time. Bring it up. Now, ultimate applause. Guys, we're back. The Matt Chad Podcast. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Joseph Shay, a.k.a. Blue Eyes, a.k.a. the Heat Miser, a.k.a. I use gel in my hair. Guys, we're back once again. Great topic matter as always. And I'm going to let Cuzzy Frank take it away.
Vogue right there, in case you weren't sure.
Madonna.
Bringing it back to the 80s, 90s, little Vogue.
Madonna in the middle of his intro.
Well, I think it has to do with what we're going to talk about.
So anyway.
Yeah, because after you fucked that up. And just so everyone knows, I forgot to introduce somebody that's been missing here the last few weeks.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is the Discipline Stick.
Special guest.
Discipline Stick. And it's for a certain somebody because it's been needed the last few episodes, and the producer extraordinaire, Peter Oberk, had to remind me that it needs to be on set.
Really, Peter?
At all times.
Really?
So just so everyone knows, in case,
I have to wear many hats.
you know, it's the Discipline Stick. It's also called a bow, a staff, right? It has a bunch of nomenclature. But for
Phallic
me,
symbol?
For me, it's to cause pain and discomfort for a certain red individual. With that, let's put this back over here. Oh, I don't want to break anything. Can I slide it in?
Go ahead.
Let me slide it back in here and let Cuzzy Frank take it away. Begin.
So, interesting topic matter this week. I recently at a sporting event, I had a friend of mine who won a tournament and then was approached by the person that he beat, making claims of, I guess, would you say negative intent or perhaps Mexican supplements in the system?
Mexican supplements, I like that. Now, I think it's Chinese now.
Street pharmacy. Street pharmacy. And there was a little hoo-ha about it and conversation, and then eventually, you know, cooler heads prevailed. But I just found it really...
There was a little hoo-ha?
A little hoo-ha.
Ooh.
A little hoo-ha. And eventually cooler heads prevailed. But I just thought it was really interesting and found this with you know, situations of myself where somebody loses and instead of being humbled and maybe thinking, hey...
I got to better myself.
How can I better myself?
Yeah.
It's constantly pointing fingers that someone else's
cheating.
Issue. Right. But I thought it was really interesting because, you know, you also have stuff with what's going on with like TJ Dillashaw, where he recently popped for EPO and he was beaten 15 seconds. So, you know, does it make a difference? How much of an added benefit do you receive? So on and so forth. Being that you guys are both doctors, I knew that you guys have an intelligent background in this information. So I thought it'd be a really good conversation.
No, it's a great conversation, and
I want to start off, though, real quick. Cheating's okay as long as you don't get caught. Continue.
You said that on previous episodes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm going to maintain that.
Say it with pride, look at the camera.
No, cheating's okay as long as you don't get caught. Listen, if you can do some stuff and it makes you better, God bless you.
well, here's the thing. I think the biggest thing we have to separate from what he's saying is that when you are dealing with the goodies, performance enhancing stuff, whatever you want to call it, that the goodies,
The J.U. Ice.
the goodies. So like I'd like to. Oh, do you need it? Do we need it?
It's coming out of his head on camera too.
Okay, awesome. Well, don't drop it, because in case we need it. So just to define what that means, I think more specifically rather is that you cannot develop ability, speed, strength, athletic ability more so, specific things that are God-given. You can't get them in a bottle. You can't get them in a pill.
Shay looks
it's just,
disappointed.
you know,
I'm going to lie, I'm sad. I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm
you
a
just
kid,
can't.
you know.
Legs don't come in a
yeah,
bag.
it doesn't. These things don't. They don't.
So you
come.
mean to tell me I can't just take that stuff and automatically I'm bigger, stronger, faster?
No.
Because that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it does,
Flatten your belly with no exercise.
yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Now you have my attention.
It doesn't work that way. And the greatest example I can give to it is this: I will use baseball. You know, back in the days when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire were, you know, breaking the home run records, before they used that stuff, they were hitting 50 home runs a year. Okay. Already. You know, you can take 10 kids to a batting cage, and only one of those 10 are going to hit home runs every time they swing the bat. That's the talent they have. It's the ability, the hand-eye coordination, so on and so forth. So,
What would you say to someone who says, okay, I'm with you on that,
Right.
but last year he hit, I mean, I'm speaking hypothetically,
Yeah.
last year he hit 75, that's the difference between 50 and 75 is taking the extra. Do you buy in that?
I do.
Or do you say, because what do they really do though? They heal you quicker so you can perform and continue pushing your body harder. It's not making you stronger, it's not making you faster, it's healing you quicker than your body would normally.
It can also make you stronger and faster, provided you're doing the work.
It's enhancing your already God-given abilities.
It's a catalyst.
It's
an enzyme.
It's a catalyst. It's an enzyme correctly. It just substrate enzyme substrate, right?
Yep.
Enzyme. So it's already there. Okay, give that to a journeyman baseball player. They're not doing it.
Right.
They just don't have the ability to hit home runs.
Doesn't matter what they're taking.
What the heck they're taking.
Yeah.
It's just not there. That's why some guys can go into their, put it this way, use the DH in baseball. It's the only professional sport, think about it, I may be wrong, correct me if I am, but it's the only sport where you can actually extend your career and not have to get on the field and play, right? You have to throw, you don't have to catch, you just have to go out there and hit.
The only other position, I don't think it's not there anymore, but I would say the enforcer in hockey. When the enforcer in
Yeah,
hockey-
but I'm talking
Yeah,
skill
but you still
set.
gotta go on
Yeah,
there.
I'm talking
Yeah.
skill where you just got to step up and hit that ball coming at you at 100
Yeah.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Think of any other sport that allows you to prolong your career where you can add maybe 5 years more.
Just by
Just a hit.
and it's every
Yeah.
now and then too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even every game.
Like they bring you in when they need you to win the game or score a run or whatever the case may be. So again, to your point, what happened this weekend?
Is that just haters are gonna hate?
Yeah.
Period.
Haters are gonna hate, and the reality of it is that it becomes becomes entertainment for me, because you and we spoke about who you were talking about, and that person's a professional athlete who wins everything.
Yeah, this
dominates.
This wasn't an isolated
It's not a fluke.
incident where
I mean,
all of a sudden this guy said,
dominates everything. So it's like for that person to have a fit, and say, "Oh, that person did this, that, and the other thing." That's just hate, envy, jealousy. And the fact of the matter is, you're not putting in a quarter of the amount of work that guy is putting in. And to be quite frank, you're not as talented. So, I mean, that's
the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
That's the
It
bottom
goes back
line.
to my original point. Talent is not in a bottle in liquid or pill form.
you hit it right on the head. This guy, if you go back and look, he wins them all.
Wins
Anyway.
everything.
And this guy's
So-
a mystery, just so you people
Yeah.
out there.
So
Yeah.
why would
about it.
this be a surprise that you lost to him? The guy's been winning everything anyway.
For years.
For years.
World ranked.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the whole point. And it's so when they want to cry and say, "Oh, that guy's on steroids," or "he's taking this," or "he's taking that." Listen, there's not a person, and all you motherfuckers out there know it. You look at me and say the same shit about me. Period.
And
I'm
me.
And I'm not a pro athlete. Okay, I train my ass off. I kick ass. I eat right. I do it on a daily basis.
To the
So-
point where it makes me uncomfortable.
Okay,
You make me
and to the point, and with all the humor involved in that, he's right, because that same person that gave this person over the weekend shit, it's because that person was uncomfortable with the fact that you're a lesser athlete. Okay, so forget about the aesthetic part of it. The aesthetic part of an athlete is because of the hard work. Okay, because of the hard work. It's not because of something they took or injected. It doesn't work that way. If that was the case, then I would stop training today and go to the store and buy a couple bottles and save myself all the fucking pain and suffering. So that's.
Oh, I gotta,
come down
guys,
to-
I'll be right back. I gotta cancel my order because I thought that shit was broken.
You walk like an old man, Shay.
I'm broken, man.
broken.
Stuff hurts. Holy smokes. Give me some of that stuff. I need to feel
You
better.
occasionally look at the camera.
Sorry,
How long have you been doing this?
I need. We could put the beauty lens on me then, because I'm the most important.
I put them both
That
on
sounds-
Paul because he works both
Are
cameras.
you? It sounds like you're complaining about something similar to the topic matter, instead of just being better for the camera.
I'm trying to be better, but none of the cameras are pointed. You should have one
Because
directly
you know what?
on
You
my
stop
beauty.
talking about the camera.
Directly
and
on
talk about
my beauty.
You can't get a word in. No, you can't get a word in. It
Tune in
doesn't
next week
add.
for the
You
Chris
can't
Shay
get a word.
Show.
If they're not going to add something beneficial we're talking about, no one.
Really?
Yes, give it to me. Give it to me.
Just hold on to it. I say just hold on to it for right
Give it to me.
now.
You know what? I'm going to eat right here. And you exactly
What?
correct.
You're gonna hit Jesus.
No, I'm going to hit the five
What would,
fingers.
you know what
right?
Jesus would do?
Okay.
Crucify that ass right
You know,
now.
I mean, it really, it just, again, let's circle back before we get put off on a tangent again by this fucking guy.
He makes
As
a
per
lot of
usual.
noise, Paul.
Oh my lord. I don't mind when you're making noise when it's pertinent. Yeah, I mean, come on. Seriously. And your outfit's horrible today. Outside of it being gameness, it's horrible. There's a clash. You have a red gameness symbol, a red zipper.
If I do this real quick, can you tell me where my face is?
No, you cannot. It's like
I was
twins.
gonna say it matches.
It matches.
You can't tell, right? You can't tell where the G is and where.
Again, to get back to it, it becomes the age-old, like I said, people's ignorance. It never ceases to amaze me. It really doesn't. Their ignorance on science, their ignorance on nutrition, their ignorance on training, their ignorance on habits.
And their ignorance on losing.
Do you think
That's
they do
what-
that though? Do you think
even
they,
better.
Do you think they choose to have, like, they pretend to have that ignorance just so they could have plausible deniability?
Of course.
It's an excuse.
Dude, it's so
You just
easy to
gave
say, hey, I could have won that if that guy didn't. Except, but.
Yeah.
Dude, I live that lifestyle.
I like that,
There's a
Doc.
lot of things I would have done, but.
I like that Dr. Phil saying, he goes, I like everything you just said, but everything you just said, and then you said but, meaning everything before the but was
Doesn't count
bullshit.
anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People are like, they're delusional. And again, everyone's number is going to come up one time or another. I had never been taken down in a tournament in my life, ever, until a year ago. Okay, until a year ago, I went to the match. I'm like, Philippe, I'm going to do with this. I know I'm taking this guy. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the straw I like to hit. Blah 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 blah. I went in there. I made a mistake. I got sloppy, and I got launched. Not taken down. I got launched.
But wasn't the guy on steroids, though?
If he wasn't,
I'm joking,
he
I'm
wasn't.
joking.
But my point is, he definitely was not. He's a cool dude. I'm not going to mention his name. Great.
No, you said, you
Shout
called
out to
watches.
him.
You owned up to it. You said
Yeah.
you made a mistake. He capitalized on it. So now you can better yourself. If you just use the steroid or the whatever as your crutch, guess what happens? You don't get better. So now the whole world's got to be on steroids.
Well, the point being is owning.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And I laughed about it because when you watch the video, I'm like, man, I got to take it down. I got launched. Like, onto my back launched. That's never happened.
Now, is there any way of us to get video footage of that? So
Yeah,
that
I
way we
have it.
can-
I have it.
Okay.
That and Rich McHale's tooth being knocked out. Pay money to
Those
see.
would be two good
Exactly.
things. Oh, I absolutely.
You know,
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, you know what? It took 16 years later of training and a competition for it to happen.
And more importantly, because you know what you did wrong, did you correct the mistake so it doesn't happen again
I
potentially?
knew what it was. I made a mistake. I mean, I'm not going to describe what I did because I don't want anyone out there that wouldn't understand it. I'm going to a big description about it. I know what I did.
Right.
The other guy was better, and guess what? He capitalized on my mistake. You know what I mean? And that was the end of it. And it was actually Philippe and I laughed about it the whole fucking ride home because I'm like, man, I didn't just get taken down. I got launched, like over my legs over my head onto my back launched.
And you're heading home in traffic, and Philippe says, why don't we launch you over these cars in front?
But at the same time, I didn't go like Chris said and say, "Oh, that guy was doing this and doing that." No, he saw my mistake and fucked me up. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
That's
No
being a
harm,
real
no-
man.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Make no fucking excuses
So
for
Frank,
it.
how did it resolve?
Well, I mean, the result, everything kind of, a second
Did it
party.
get? You said it got heated.
Well,
Talk about
my
the heat.
understanding it was heated. There was words. The guy was very upset. He was making accusations, and then the guy's buddy came over and was just kind of like, "Hey,
Being the peacemaker.
yeah, hey,
I'm sorry, my friend's
he's
an
a
asshole."
hothead
Yeah.
type deal, et cetera, which I get, but it's just unfortunate because it's a black belt, and I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, just kind of saying like, the attitudes of some people when they win. Like one of the things that I do when I win, I bottle up a lot of my emotion while I'm training. So when I compete and I throw somebody or submit somebody, I'll get up and I'll yell, and I feel bad sometimes because it can be seen as disrespectful, but I'm also just laying out that emotion. And I was explaining how that's different from what this guy's doing. He's not being emotional. He's creating excuses and making a scene, and then trying to put a bad name on someone who's a competitor, and it could affect him, in his future. And I just thought it was very interesting that it was another black belt, where.
You would think there would be a mutual respect at that level.
Or at least, I mean, dude, if you're a black belt, chances are you're probably teaching people.
But no, you should be also able to discipline your emotions
Right.
also.
So you're teaching people how to manage their emotions, and then you're losing it in front of your team and at a tournament, and I don't-
Against a legit guy.
Yeah, I just thought it was poor form.
I'm a more than legit guy. Let's face it. I don't care what the sport is.
Top 3, right, in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't care what the sport is. People that compete are legit.
Absolutely.
Because 99% of the rest of the population doesn't. So all the bulls congregate to an area.
Whether you win or lose, just the fact that you
that
put
you're
your-
out there, man.
Yeah,
That's the whole
100%.
point.
I agree 100%.
And guess what? They are the best of the best. And guess what? There's a huge measuring stick, depending on how good you think you are compared to what you are when it's over. But the fact of the matter is you're still out there. You're still doing it. You're still doing it, and it puts you in that you know, I was told a long time ago by one of my instructors, it was, you know what, if there's two people in your division, those are the two toughest people in that area. Because they had the balls to go out there and put it out.
Good
put it
point.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, don't ever let anyone just,
Regardless of the results.
But even that, stop watering it down.
All right.
Man, good Lord.
Hey, great point. Let me shit
let
on
me just
it.
shit, thank you.
That was not
It
shitting
shouldn't
on
matter,
it.
but who fucked the results?
I was just,
The Shay shit. Oh, you're saying something emotional, captivated, that's
Yeah.
really motivated?
Yeah,
Hang on a second. Let me
fucking
interrupt
shit
it.
Let me interrupt it.
Hang
Let me
on a
interrupt
second.
it.
all right, that's it.
Let me interrupt it.
Shea shuffle.
The Shay shuffle.
Shea roll, the Shea
No,
shuffle.
I prefer the Shay shimmy.
The shimmy dog.
The shimmy.
So again, it goes
you
back.
saw that, right? You
it
saw
goes back to how could you miss it, and then you don't shut up, and you don't shut. Peter, do me a favor. Don't put any cameras on him. Put them on this side.
Okay.
Just get it off. Him.
Ciatto only
Yeah,
Tuesday.
just unbelievable. Oh.
You're just in the wide camera now.
So
Handing back to Frank and Paul.
exactly. So it goes back to what I'm saying is that break his fingers, break his fingers, break his fingers. It goes back to what I was saying about, you know, those are the two toughest guys, gals, whatever it may be, in the area, in that particular competition that said, I'm going to go test myself. And like I said, I always say it a million times on this podcast, so birds of a feather flock together. So the competitive people, the bulls, the bullettes, okay, whatever you want to call them, male or female, right? They're going to go and they're going to test themselves. And those people that are willing to test themselves have a confidence that most of you don't know about. Okay, they're willing to go out there and put it on the line. And again, I don't care. That's any sport. I don't care if it's a team sport or individual sport. You're willing to go out there and to test yourself.
Would you say, though, as you state, there's the local bulls in the area
Right.
that maybe there are a few steers that come through? For those of you who don't understand the analogy, bulls have their balls, steers don't. So, do you think that maybe there's a steer or two that squeaks in through and has the courage and the gumption to go out there, and then when they get destroyed by said bull of the area, that's where...
Well, I think it has a lot to do with. I
You
think it
sound like a hater now, Frank.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Why you gotta get the stick out? Give me the hand.
Because
Put the hand
You
out.
said just to go out.
Where's the
and see-
stick?
Well, because look, I'm not. This is one mind here. There's a lot of different ways to get inside the box. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking.
We don't even care what you're thinking. We only care about what we're thinking. Come on now, Frank. You know, get the. You know, we got.
I like how you're trying to put this on me now. The stick is
You're damn
designed
right I
for
am.
you.
You're damn right I am.
The stick is
You
designed.
got some redness.
There's
You over here somewhere?
there's no nervousness here.
There's some redness. That's all right.
I just want to make one point. The stick is yours. That's all I want to say. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. Are there anomalies? Absolutely. You know, some of those steers need to be massaged, and they need to be built up, and they need to be coached, and they need to be, you know, they need to be
massaged.
made ready. You know what I mean? And listen, if they're made ready to go test themselves, great. You know, so then they can transition from steer to bull. You know, and then maybe you have some people out there that just want to go out there and do it one time. I respect that as well.
Everybody's journey is different.
I don't care what it is. Again, I don't want to be specific to sporting events, but it's willing to train and concentrate and give yourself a goal to go out there and make something happen. You know, regardless of the outcome, yes. But to sit here and go to a sporting event and have some guy he's on steroids, she's on steroids, he's on.
Was he just
growth
shouting
hormone.
it?
Yeah, it was being yelled at.
Was it when
Yeah.
the hand went up and all that, or like just
No,
right
afterwards.
after the side?
Post. It was post the
over
event.
to him, to my
Yeah.
understanding. Yeah.
Post the event, and you know, and was doing all this nonsense. And again, revert back to what we said before. You idiot. He's supposed to beat you easily. Okay. Go look at the resume. Let's go look at the last 6 months what the guys won.
No, you make yourself
at the
make
highest
yourself
at
look
the
even
highest
more
level.
stupid.
You look stupid. And
Really
the
do.
bottom line is again, talent's not made in a bottle. Talent's made in how you eat, sleep, drink, train. Period. That's what's done. That's what makes it. So, you know, the other stuff again. I want to be very clear about it. Performance enhancing drugs only enhance those that are already performing well. They don't give you athletic ability. They don't give you technique. They don't give you, any of those attributes necessary
Work
to
ethic.
complete. Exactly. They don't give you those things. Okay. They don't. They don't make you a better baseball player. They don't make you a better football player. They don't make you a better wrestler. They don't make you a better jiu-jitsu player. They don't make you a better golf player. They don't make you a better tennis player. I don't care what it is. They don't make you better at those things. Okay? If you're good at it, It enhances those abilities because physically it enhances you. It does not give you the gift of athletic ability. And if you people out there think that, you're just ignorant. Open up, read. I'm dating myself. Open up a fucking book or get on the internet. Read about it. It's not how it works.
Listen to an 8-track cassette or something.
The camera's off you, Shay, so it's back on. Say something.
track.
An 8-track. Listen to I'm dating myself
That's
a little
music.
bit.
You remember when you asked me what you called that hairdo, and I said old?
Shay has a different interpretation.
We have our new use for our boomstick, and
It's not a boomstick.
I know.
Oh, I missed that on camera too.
Oh, darn. Oh, darn.
When you said dating yourself, Shay had a wrong impression of that phrase.
I was just thinking, like...
Like
Don't.
going out with himself.
Don't.
Ooh, I like that.
Don't. That I can tell you.
I'm not going there.
Don't. I can tell you this.
Shayism.
It's funny we're talking about this because my son's home from college, and he has changed the way he looks. It's night and day, and he's had people make comments to him, accusing him of that. I'm dead serious. So about what have you been doing? You're on steroids. You're on this and you're that. Oh, I swear to God. Yeah, this just happened. So
That just gives you an idea of just how weak these people are.
well, here's the thing.
Not the 7 a.m. training.
Yeah.
Shay, say something to the
Yeah, it's
camera.
not.
So
So
this is my camera?
look
Which is-
straight ahead.
Fucking looking in Frank's ear.
Because I'm listening to
you're
the poll.
fine.
I was
This is you.
raised.
This camera's is you.
I was raised.
If you've been
when
watching,
someone's talking,
You've
that
kind
you
of
look at
noticed that this has been a new theme for Shay.
that I don't look at the camera.
That you stare at the
That
left
one
side
should
of
be
my
on
face.
me at all
It's
times.
on Paul because when he gets dramatic, he turns there and he turns here. And he gets more intense, he turns here.
I gotta give this guy the fucking footnotes on how to do this shit.
Now
all
it's
this
on, you
time.
do something so he can continue.
So back to my point.
I don't know.
I hope they didn't see your stomach because it looked horrible from this point. So
You had me do something. That's what I got. I got
So-
fart noises with my armpit.
If you were a Pokemon, you'd be a Jigglypuff.
So my point is that comments been made about him, and like I said to him, take them as complimentary. Okay, anyone that really knows you knows what you do and how hard you work and everything else. And I was talking to a friend of mine who happened to be one of his coaches, and I said, well, people are saying this to him. Two things: A, don't know him, and B, take a look at me. Okay, it's coming from somewhere. Okay,
I mean, take a look at both of
yeah.
us.
So my point is that at the end, I ignored it. So the point is, at the end of the day, look at me and look at my kid. He's me. He's going to be a small heavyweight like me. He has great genetics like me.
And he's got someone with the education to
Yeah,
teach him how to
okay.
do it. So he's got
He's
to
got great genetics. The weight room loves him. Guess what? Get over it. And that's the point I'm trying to make is like people always want to assume,
But it's not even just that, man. I mean, sure, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many times was he training at 7 a.m.? How many times is this kid in the gym twice a day? How many times is he doing extra special work?
Or I know his father force feeds him too.
I mean, holy shit.
He'll get phone. I'll be sitting there. We'll be hanging out.
Did you have your protein shake yet? Did you have your protein shake
He's
yet?
like, Dad, yes, I did. Well, go have another one.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Again, it's a matter of you have to listen. People don't get it.
They don't know what it takes to really get to that next level.
They don't know what
They
it takes.
think they do, but they don't.
They don't know what it takes to succeed. Period.
That's all the cameras right
Yeah.
there.
They don't
I'm
know what
good.
it takes to succeed.
Don't move too much.
Yeah.
Just look at the camera and
That's
talk.
that's the reality. It's so when you witness what you witnessed this past weekend, that's the norm. That's the norm because of the ignorance of people and the fact of the matter again. And here's the scary part: that it even happens within a community, even within its own community in that
Yeah.
sport.
Oh yeah.
That other person
Dude,
knows damn well
nobody
what it
likes
takes.
a winner.
Well, you know what?
Everyone hates a winner.
Nobody.
Everybody hates a winner.
All those flavors, and they choose to be salty.
Yeah, and that's it goes to your point. Hate has no filter, and even within your own community, you're going to get hated on. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
But why we develop this attitude of it's easier for me to point at something else and say that's the issue?
You're a
that-
cheater.
Rather than, oh, there's something wrong with me that's very fixable that I can fix and I choose not to. I'd rather
Because
point.
one is words, the other requires you to do heavy lifting and hard work. People don't want to do that. Our society's become soft.
Shay.
What are you laughing at? Really? How was that funny?
I cheat in any way I can. I take a special pill to flatten my tummy. How do I get big legs without walking?
Thank you. These are things I need to know. But I'm watching.
At least he's true to his
I'm
word.
gonna cheat, but I'm not gonna yell at somebody else who looks good. That's where I differ. I'm gonna do something about it,
You're gonna
and that
cheat.
is
That's
try and like
good.
do some
Someone
cryotherapy or
That is
something.
fantastic.
I'm gonna do some
If someone else
cryotherapy.
cheats and you catch him, would you yell at them?
I'm gonna put
It depends on who's around.
I'm gonna put a quote out there, quote unquote. He just doesn't want it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not quite sure what this is.
That was told to me last week.
All rise for the Honorable Chris Shay.
He doesn't want it.
Judging
And
anybody.
I'm gonna protect you. Did not even say who said it. Okay? That's all. And I'd be quiet. Don't even try.
I gotta say
don't
something.
Spin, don't even spin.
No, I'm spinning
Don't
stuff. I'm
fucking
gonna
spin.
spin. I'm spinning.
Don't spin.
That's it. That's strike two for you, Peter.
Guys, you don't see him, but Peter is in tears right now.
He's redder than Shay.
Giving fitness advice. It's Jack LaLanne.
This is a potato chip body. Where's Murph when you need him? Where the heck is Murph Whalen when you need him? He'd be the one to show me some love.
He just doesn't want it.
Murph, can you please help me, please? Murph Whalen.
Chips.
You can't bring Murph into this.
I'm bringing
No,
Murph
you
into
can't,
this.
because Murph's the opposite of you.
No, Murph.
Yes!
But Murph supports me, though. He loves me
He
unconditionally.
supports your entertainment value. He does not support your lifestyle.
I love you, but that was funny as hell,
Oh my
man.
Murph
God.
supports me.
Yeah, he does, because you entertain him. He
Dude,
does
I-
not do what you do.
Mark my words.
Murph needs a laugh when he's taking a break
Wait
from
till
the
you
set.
see what's about to happen. The transfer. Dude, winter's over. Winter's not coming.
It's fucking
Summer's
May,
coming.
dude. It doesn't happen. I mean,
we're
give me a break.
we're still in spring. You wait till you see it come the summer solstice. I'm a summer solstice type of guy. Wait till you see what's about to happen.
I don't want to say
I'll
it
be
again. He just doesn't want it.
I'll be doing my podcast with my shirt off
He just doesn't
in a
want
little
it.
bit. Trust me. I've already started. I made it last night.
You look very angry at me. You look very hurt.
It's the camera.
Peter's supposed to be my boy.
I am your boy. That was
Oh, God.
Murph loves
He
me.
capitalized. But it has nothing to do with Murph.
Nah, a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
A little bit. Murph thought my triceps looked good on the last
Yeah,
episode.
well, listen, giving you a comment on one or two things you might have going on for you is one thing.
hold on,
but,
wait,
to
wait.
but compare,
One or two things I got going on. I'll take that. I'll take one or two things going on for me.
but don't ever compare
Confuse it?
yourself to the team captain, Murph Whalen. when it
No,
comes
no,
to-
no, 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 no. I'm not.
He eats
absolutely-
right.
Listen, I
he
am not
trains
comparing.
right.
No, 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 no.
He doesn't
All
do
I'm
any of that
disciplined.
shit. He's
All I'm
disciplined,
trying to
very
say
disciplined.
listen, it's the winter and I've been cheating my ass off.
It's the
I love
fucking
to eat.
spring, dude.
It's
Winter.
It's still winter.
It's the
He just
fucking
said it's
spring.
spring, you don't
Still
fucking-
winter.
Cherry trees in bloom, man.
Nah, it's still winter. Still winter. You guys will see. Watch this summer. You'll see.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the ending of that and how it just segued into something we all enjoyed. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shay, Peter Oberg, Matt Chat Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Stupid.